No?
And then that should pop here. Do you go from OBS, yeah? Yes.
Okay.
Give it 2 seconds. 3, 4, 5. Here we go.
That's live now, right?
It's live.
Massive crowd.
Yeah.
This one over here.
I might actually.
I do have a new song, but I'm planning to play it.
Hey folks, Celeste, I might actually get you to use this microphone as well, if that's okay. And yeah, we'll turn up the mic, thank you. Thanks a million for being here. I know it's a nice little intimate crowd, but it should be enjoyable. I'll have a little bit of crack. Celeste was very good to say that she was happy to do this for us. It's going to be, would you say, a comedy sketch / stand-up / performance that we're very much looking forward to it. So yeah, a round of applause for Celeste.
I think if we use the mic here, she doesn't have to hold it.
Yeah? Alright, you can just leave it.
Okay, so
Yeah.
without. Okay, good.
Yeah, it'll pick it up naturally.
Do I need to look at the camera?
You can look wherever you want.
No, are you guys? Well, so hello. How are you tonight, guys? Very good. That's good. Hey, more energy. Come on. How are you guys? Well, I'm Celeste. I'm from Venezuela, and I am an actor. So, silence. Why? It sounds very deep, actor. Well, being an actor is not easy. Trust me. We need to experience a lot of funny moments. What is the first thing that comes to your mind when someone introduces themselves as actors?
Dramatic.
I like it.
Extrovert.
Sorry?
Extrovert.
Okay, I like it. Well, what does it mean to be an actor? What is it like to be an actor? I'm gonna give you some examples about this. Sometimes when I introduce myself as an actor, I receive different kind of reactions. But the most common ones are something like, oh, wow, so cool. Actor? Really? Are you an actor, or is it like a hobby or something? Oh, that's so cute. I used to do theater when I was a child. And then funny comments like, can you cry? And I'm like, well, I cry sometimes, No, but like you are an actor, so you are able to cry like easy, right? And I'm like, well, I guess so. Yeah, actors, we do that. Can you cry now? And I'm like, well, I can, but I think it's gonna be a little bit weird. And then guys, really, it doesn't matter the context. It can be in a party, in a pub, having dinner, it doesn't matter. And then I say to myself, why not? I am an actor. I'm supposed to be able to do these things. So I stand up in front of this person, focus in the feeling of sadness and the feeling that I want to cry, staring at them, and I say, why did you do that to me? They start to laugh. They start to look around and wondering what's going on, but I don't care, and it's still there, focus. And I repeat, why did you do that to me? They're still looking around. I don't understand what's happening because I'm focusing my sadness. And they ask me, what do you mean? Are you okay, Celeste? And I'm like, yes, I'm fine. I'm just acting. Oh, okay, right. It was so good. Very natural. Well done. Guys, we really hear funny things all the time. You are an actor. Have I seen you before in something? Any famous TV show or movie? And I'm like, well, I have done some plays in the theater. I have done short films, advertisements. I was in the advertisement of Ocean Tiff, by the way, last year.
Oh, wow.
It was me. It was me, guys. And then they say, I see. People think being an actor is being famous. And sometimes, yeah, an actor can be famous. But it's not necessarily mean that actors needs to be famous to be actors, you know. Actors mean somebody to have the capacity to express themselves, to perform, you know, to express what they feel. Guys, really, I don't understand why they say that about us, famous. We don't even want to be famous. If you want to follow me on Instagram, my Instagram is @CelesteGilCastro. 1 follower, 2, 3. They say we are egocentric. Egocentric? We have to be, you know, confident to be here and to do this. But guys, please, look at these outfits. Huh? Stunning. Being an actor is fun. We see characters and also scenes everywhere. We have this extra sensitivity to recognize body language, expressions, feelings, situations, everything. We are always looking at people, how she laughs, how he walks, and that makes us fascinated by little things. It's actually crazy, you know, that we can live life, respond to things, and at the same time look everything from the outside as spectators. It's like a superpower, but at the same time it's a little bit psycho, you know? Because sometimes, for example, me, I'm having an argument, and I'm like, you know, having my argument, and I'm argumenting, no, because you, blah, blah, blah. And then at the same time, I'm paying attention of the sentence that we are saying. And when a sentence is very intense, I'm like, I like it, it's pretty painful. If I need to, you know, represent a character that is angry, I can't use that. It's crazy. We use everything as a bank of ideas for characters. And we love drama. We love drama. It's because with drama, things are a little bit better, you know? I think so. Actually, I think life is dramatic enough sometimes. Also, we get bored very easy when something like is not something interesting happening in our life. We get bored easy. We need some stimulation, something to make us feel alive, you know? Like that. Stimulation. That's what we need.
So, Ed, you arrived late. That means I had to pick on you. No, but for anybody who is listening now or watching live, what I got the guys to do before we started was to write down 3 things. So you'll see those 3 things in the middle of the table. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight. It's a little bit of a different podcast. We don't have a guest. We decided to just make it a little bit more interactive.
It's more about ourselves.
More about ourselves, exactly. More of a chat. So the 3 things that people wrote down. The first thing was one thing that they love about Dublin. Another thing that they don't particularly like, or you could even use the word hate about Dublin. And then the third thing was just a general question. It could be a question about anything. It could be a question about a cat, culture, whatever it might be. And that's what's in the middle of the table. So I don't know if Ed has a piece of paper or pen, but there's while we start talking,
ones here.
If you want, you can write those things down for us.
There we go.
So we might kick things off by getting straight into it. By the way, Celeste, that was brilliant. Really, really liked it.
That was very good.
Was it pretty or you were pretending?
I'm not that good an actor. So yeah, no, it was very funny.
I'm
Yeah.
feeling for the people on the podcast that can listen to this and hear the screaming sound.
Yeah. We'll edit it to make it super loud as well.
Yeah. Poor Nia here nearly jumped out of the seat.
Thought I smelt something funny there.
And then Monica, when you were crying at Monica, I was like, well.
I was crying. I really cried.
So it was brilliant. Can I ask, how did you, like, I obviously you are an actor, but how do you come up with that type of monologue?
Well, because during my life, all the time that I say I am an actor, something funny happened. So, I was thinking that to make a monologue, a funny monologue about this can help people to understand the profession more.
Yeah.
Because there is a lot of stereotypes about actors that I'm not agree with,
Yeah.
For example, as I mentioned, to be famous. Sometimes you can be an actor and be constantly working as an actor and not being famous.
Yep.
And I just think the actors should have more respect from people.
Yeah.
Artists in general.
Artists in general.
Artists.
Yeah.
I don't know, I was thinking one day, I was thinking that I wanted to write something about my own experiences. And I was thinking, what can I write, and I thought about to write about jobs that I have, I have had so many jobs in my life. But then I was thinking, well, something that describes me a lot is that I am an actor, so why not make something about this,
Yeah, it was great.
That's it.
Yeah,
There
really
we go.
enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. Very good. Really appreciate it.
I'm glad, I'm happy you enjoyed it.
All right, Monica, can you throw us out one of those pieces of paper there, and we'll get stuck
Bring
into
them.
it.
Some throwing.
Yeah,
Put them all.
a lot of
little bit
throwing
closer.
involved.
There we go.
What do we have,
Let's
Almo?
see. Unfold it. This one is very neat. Oh, someone wrote down what they like. That Dublin is a small city, but a capital, so lots of things to do, but not too far. Yeah,
Yeah,
lots of things, but not too far. That's true.
it is true.
Yeah.
And I think, from my point of view, having grown up here, I didn't like it. Yeah, as you say, it's a city.
Yeah,
Technically.
technically.
But when I first left, technically, when you're growing up here in Dublin and you don't know anything else.
Yeah.
And then I remember the first time I went to London.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
A little bit of a contrast.
it's like, oh, this is a city. Now, I think I've said this on the podcast before, but I went over to visit my brother who was living in London, and my other brother happened to be in the city at the same time. And if that happens in Dublin, it's like, I'll see you at the Cobblestone.
Yeah.
And they might say, I'm in Malahide, but it doesn't matter. I'll come into town and then I'll take the Lewis to Smithfield. It's fine. It's not that far away. And I was like, great, where are we going to meet him? He's like, no, we can't.
He's too far away.
I was like, what do you mean we can't? He's here. He's like, in the city. He's like, yeah, we'd have to get like a £40 taxi back, and blah blah blah, and for what it was just too far away. And I was like, that's mad.
Yeah, it's crazy. So easy to get to anywhere in Dublin. Anywhere. Doesn't matter where you go, and even the most remote location in the city, there's a bus. 15 probably passes by there anywhere. That's it.
At the town, it's still a capital, things to do, because you can have small towns that are small, but you don't have much entertainment.
Yeah.
There's things every day of the week sometimes, and
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Every day of the week, there's something to do. Yeah, 100%.
Honestly, you can walk it. It's like 8 kilometers across there, which is actually the size of Paris, half of the damn city.
Okay.
But
Wow.
the size of Paris, same size. And
No
so
way.
you can, so you can actually you can walk across there, which is not a lot of capital city that
Sure.
can actually walk.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's fast work than the bus.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And more sustainable.
Hey, there we go. More sustainable.
You know what I've kind of like, I was saying this to someone, I was saying this to you today, that there are parts of Dublin which I actually love walking through, and there's other parts which I really don't like walking through. And what's weird is that Dublin can be, because it's small maybe, you're walking on one street and it's like a disaster, and then you were just one street over, it's like paradise. And it's like, it's so closely like related, but it's like all of the shitness like accumulates on one street and just seems to stay there, and it's like pushed to these areas. And I find that a bit, when you're walking, when I'm talking about this because we're talking about walking through Dublin, and for me it's not always an enjoyable experience walking through Dublin.
Anywhere from the Liffey to George Street is not that nice. It's Temple Bar, it's all right. There's loads of pubs, loads of bars, but it's always dirty, and there's loads of people, and half of the people there are drunk already. Doesn't matter what time of the day it is. But
Yeah.
everything from George Street up is really nice because it's cafes and restaurants and everything is
Yeah.
chill, you know? And it's 5-minute difference.
You say that because you're 30 years old.
Yes. Not yet. Well,
He's getting old. He's getting old.
hey, the old jokes are for you, okay?
No, I don't know, man. You should-
Nice shout today at some young one as well.
he shouted at a young girl on the street today. He goes,
She was
put
throwing
that litter in the bin.
So they were getting on the Lewis and they just threw a bag on the floor, rubbish, and they exactly, you know, it's like
No, it's bad.
yeah, that's it. It's not nice. It's not nice. Swat around the corner. Of this
Old
trash
man
can.
Olmo over here. I'm gonna turn this joke back on you.
Yeah, let's get a new paper. This one here. You can read this one. There we go. Let's see.
All right. Something that I love is the mess. I don't know if that means like, well, dirty old Dublin. I mean, we all know the song "Dirty Old Dublin," no? Dirty old town.
Yeah.
Or if it's the chaos. I don't know exactly what it means.
It's the chaos.
Chaos. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think maybe.
I think I like the chaos as well. It's nice to go out and not knowing what you're doing, but end up doing something anyways. Yeah.
Okay, so
For me,
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like so, basically, you go through the city and you can end up doing something that you didn't expect.
yeah.
Maybe the chaos. For me, I mean, the chaos is what you mean is like there's just so much happening around the place in one moment, and it's a mixture of so much. I think in particular parts of the city, and I think classically in Dublin you'll have these situations that happen that are kind of hard to explain, and you can't. Like terrible, maybe something really sad, but it can be funny, you know. Like I remember standing at the bus stop once, and there was I was, you know, you're just there, like standing at the bus stop, and
I feel like somebody knows the story already.
no, I don't know if you know this. I don't think you know this.
But there's nothing in your face.
No, it's one of these situations that you're like, huh, that it just happens, and you're like, that's random and funny. It's like, so there was a woman walking down the road, and then from behind her, this man lifted up the window. It's like, you know, those old windows that you lift up from the bottom. Yeah, he just screams out the window and he goes, Jacinta, and he turns around and she turns around and he goes, yeah. She's like, you forgot your kids. I was like, you just gotta go.
Only in Dublin.
You're just standing at the bus stop. You forgot your kids. Like, surely they're so like loud and annoying. Like, leave them behind, I can understand. But forget them?
Maybe
That's
not.
an unusual one.
Maybe not. Right, let's get.
If you mean the mess and the chaos by that, then yeah.
let's see. There we go. What is the most unique thing about Dublin, in your opinion? The bus stops. No, in all seriousness, the Lewis. The Lewis can be better than theatre sometimes. You walk into the Lewis, you don't know what's going to happen, ever. Especially the Red Line. Especially the Red Line. Yeah, that is unique, for sure.
Yeah, I hate the Lewis.
Did you put that on the paper?
Yeah. I don't know about you guys, but maybe I'm not very, or maybe it's a generational thing. Maybe the old generation of Irish people really love talking to each other, and you know, being on public transport. I remember being on a train once from Skerries when I used to live with my sister for a while, and coming into Dublin at like 7 o'clock in the morning, And the last thing you want to do is talk to someone. But you know, on the train, it's those you're sitting in front of people and they're facing each other. And most people of my generation, of your generation, would be like looking at their phone or... and this guy got on, like an older man, I'd say he was close, in his 60s. You know, well dressed, obviously going up, I don't know, into Dublin for the day or maybe working or whatever it was. But he was so sprightly, like coming on, as if he was going out on a Friday night, you know, that kind of way. And it was like Tuesday morning and 7 o'clock in the morning. And he like bounced onto the train, and it was a battle of wills. I was like, how long can I ignore this? You know, when someone is trying to like get your attention, and you're like, no man, it's not right. And he kept like banging his knuckles on the table, like kind of like this. And so that can happen on public transport here. And that's something that is, a lot of people would say that's amazing. People are so friendly and nice and they want to talk. And I think that on one side,
the day that you're leaving,
the
mood that you have.
Yeah, I think at 7 o'clock in the morning, most people don't want to talk. Most people.
Fair.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. 7 o'clock in the morning is when you should listen to a podcast. Like a Life and Dirty.
Very nice. Very nice. Okay. So yeah, public transport, very unique.
I feel like there's probably more unique things about Dublin, though.
Love the cinemas.
Okay.
Lighthouse is class. Lighthouse is very nice. Yeah. Stella's
Stella
nice as
Cinema
well.
is amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
If no one has been to the Stella Cinema, I don't know. Do you guys know what the Stella Cinema is? No. There's one in Rathmines and there's one in Ranelagh. I've never been to the one in Ranelagh before. From the pictures on the website, it doesn't look as big, and it's a cinema reconstructed in the form of a 1920s cinema, and it's a really fancy night out. It's not going to the cinema like not going to the cinema normally is. It's expensive. You'll pay for if say for example one person for the ticket and maybe popcorn and a drink, you could pay at 30 or 40 euro.
But you can't get an alcohol.
Yeah, it's an alcoholic drink.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. But it's an experience. So you got, like, my first time when I went there, I was expecting like a normal cinema experience, but they've got like proper sofas, like really nice fancy seats. You walk in and I was like, oh, so, you know, I bought like popcorn and I was like, where do I get that? And they were like, oh no, it's waiting at your seat, sir. I was like,
Sir.
oh. Yeah. And I was like, my pint too? I was like, yes, your pint is waiting for you. I was like, wow, this is amazing. That's a nice experience.
No. It
Yeah.
might as well, like.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, cinemas are cool. Yeah. It's very nice.
Let's see. But Lighthouse is nice as well.
Too many people on Dame Street. I guess that is. It doesn't say love or hate, so I guess.
I feel it's love.
Yeah. So multicultural. It's great. Yeah.
Where was exactly the city?
Dame Street.
Dame Street. Okay.
Dame Street. It's always packed.
Does anybody else feel that way as well?
Yeah.
Not really, because it's quite big, no?
Dame Street is. First of all, they were supposed to. I don't know if anybody knows this, but they were supposed to pedestrianize Dame Street. But because of, I suppose, the construction that would take, all of the shops on Dame Street complained and said, we're all going to go out of business if that happens. So they stopped it, which I think is a real shame because I actually wrote that.
That's it.
Yeah. How much time do we have left? Yeah, it's just really annoying. If you want to get from one place to another, there's just too. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, there's too many people, and they're all kind of looking around and stuff.
They don't know where they are, what they're doing.
Are you living on Dame Street?
I used to work on it. I think it was one of those streets. Otherwise, it's a lovely street.
It's just the people.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not the street. Maybe it's you.
That's me. Oh, but before we go to that,
I'll just have it so I don't have to be. Go for it.
Here's a random question: has anyone ever seen like a big political speech or anything like that in their own country or in
We're talking to French now.
Okay. Yeah, you have then.
Yeah. Seeing a huge political speech, you mean on the street?
On the streets, yeah.
Yes, of course.
But you mean like out of the blue or?
No, planned one.
Oh,
Are you from
Yeah.
No, I'm from Nantes.
And is they have this in them?
Yeah, they do. They
Yes,
do.
in them. I mean, maybe you're in big cities. but-
Yeah, no, they do actually. Well, Nantes was. Sorry. But
No, this is
yeah,
the point.
this is-
This is the
yeah,
point.
So I did all my study in Nantes, and Nantes is kind of like a point for the left in France to actually join up on the street, and actually there's a lot of thing there happening, and political speech on the street is quite a thing. And there was for a huge period of time, well actually nearly all my study, there was a huge opposition to a new airport being constructed on an ecological niche at the outside of Nantes, and therefore there was a huge mobilization there with like a temporary village construct to try to protest, and so yeah, political speech is part of. Plus, I was raised by a union representative, so
There you
that's
go.
kind of like coming with the package.
I guess if there's ever like a very, very the largest political speech that I've seen, and it wasn't really a political speech, it was more of like going to see a celebrity. But it was it was when Barack Obama came to Dublin, and he has Irish heritage. I don't know if you know that. He does.
Okay.
He's got.
It's in the museum at least.
Yeah.
No, it's true. He's got a second cousin who lives in County Offaly, and they built, because so many people after he visited started going to visit this really small, I can't remember the name of the town now, little town. They built a big service station, and it's called Barack Obama Plaza. It's not a joke. Look it up. It's on Google.
Barack Obama Plaza.
Google that. No, I swear to God.
Okay. No, yeah, we believe you. It's just fine.
Google Maps.
But I mean,
Google.
we got the Pope that came something like 4 years ago or 5 years ago. That could be considered as a political speech.
100%.
Yeah,
Yeah. I think there's probably a much bigger turnout. No, the reason I'm thinking of this is because his speech was on Dame Street. And I couldn't walk down the street.
Okay.
No. It was amazing because he where the central bank is, which is opposite Trinity College, he did his speech from there, and it was amazing. There was thousands of people on this, like crazy. It was totally full, and I was like way back at where, what's the city hall, like all the way back there, and there was thousands of people behind me, and he was talking to the whole street. And you know, if you've ever been to an American president's speech, you have to go through the security. The Secret Service are there, and they have the metal detectors, and like it's a huge thing. It was hours and hours of standing on the street. They had musicians playing. It's crazy. Yeah, when I was, I don't know.
What year?
That was 2011 or 2010. I can't remember. One of those years. Yeah.
And the point
No, I don't know.
People on Dame Street.
People on Dame Street. Yeah, there was no point really.
for you, because I think like was something important in your life, no? Actually.
Well, him coming, like he was a rock star politician, you know, and unfortunately, like a lot of the stuff that he said would happen didn't, but that's fine. But he represented a whole youth movement of we can make a change and all this kind of stuff, and he was loved all around the world. But also, he was just such an incredible orator, like at making speeches.
Much better than the one that's there now.
Yeah, like just incredible. Like whether you agree with his politics or not, I would say him speaking publicly is unbelievable experience.
That's true.
And he's so intelligent, so he related himself immediately to the Irish crowd and started saying phrases in Irish, and you know, people went crazy. You know, they were like, "Oh wow."
It's like every musician that comes to Ireland that's not Irish is like, I was just backstage and I had a Guinness, and the whole crowd goes crazy.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We go for another one.
Got it. That's why I picked it up. Didn't know where he was going with Dame Street. Let's see. Hate. Few options of late night food. Yeah. Yeah. It's always Charlie's 1, Charlie's 2, Charlie's 3. No, but it's
Is that the kebab place?
the Chinese.
Oh,
one.
it's Chinese.
Yeah.
No, the kebab is another one.
Kebab place, yeah, but that has gone up. It's so expensive now.
That's true.
Yeah. It's true. Late, like food in Dublin, class. It's so good.
And the
During the
pizza
day.
place?
But night
Closes quite early. Oh, that pizza place.
Yeah. De Fontaine's.
De Fontaine stays open quite late as
Yeah.
well. But I guess, I mean, we're talking about 4 or 5 places. I don't know. When I lived in Spain, there was nowhere open ever. I didn't live in Barcelona. I lived in Las Palmas, which is a small place.
There we go. Yeah. Yeah. Madrid,
Still a city.
Barcelona, everything is open till late. Like, I mean, dinner is at like 12. So.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
But here, yeah, like after 8 or 9, it's hard to get dinners. Like a full normal dinner and sit down somewhere, it's hard. You either do Deliveroo and get pizza, Chinese, or a burger, nasty kebab, you know?
You
Late
have
night.
to feel sorry for all the stoners.
I think steak because like I was the one that wrote that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that I struggle more, like the food culture in Ireland, because it's completely different from the
Yeah.
South.
Yeah.
So it was so common for me to arrive to have dinner at 9. So like I can't think of having dinner at 6 or 7. It's so
Same.
weird. And then it's very often that I come out here and I'm like the first day I was in Dublin, I went for dinner and I just
Couldn't find.
there was no option.
It's
No,
impossible.
yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, I in that sense it is different. Yes.
You will adapt.
No, I mean, like now I know how to do that, but yeah, sometimes it's frustrating because like just dinner has been such an experience always. I think if you're from a place, maybe you're from Spain as well, from France.
Yeah, Spain, yeah. Spain, dinner is so late, like.
Yeah, it's such an event, and then it's just that's not an option. Of course, there are thousands of other things to do in Dublin, but
Here it's like you eat something to get out of the way. That's it. for
Yeah,
dinner.
like spoken about this before, but it is. I think it's changing. It definitely is. It has 100% improved. Like the food in Dublin, whatever you think about it now, 15 years ago was way worse. And I think a lot of that is from people who have travelled abroad and maybe are coming back with a different expectation and a different standard of food. I think also an influence of multiculturalism and having other cultures here has also improved the food here. But in terms of what time you eat and stuff like that, it is different. And
I'd add, like back at home, we have in Singapore there's a big supper culture. So like you have your dinner 7 o'clock or whatever, but then you go out, you do your thing if you're out for the night, and you can get like a spread of different types of food at 12, 1 a.m., 2 a.m. easily
street
accessible.
food.
Yeah, your food courts,
It's amazing.
that sort of stuff. So everyone gets very used to that.
Yeah.
And then you're just like, okay. So yeah, I can see over here it's like, okay, you've got a few options and
Compared to that, it's nothing. Yeah.
so some adapting big supper culture.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I guess it's a cultural thing, yeah.
Yeah.
But most of the places in Europe are like this, to say that. Italy or no Spain or maybe Portugal, but went to Berlin, it was a lot of people, a lot of places to eat, like at 12, or I don't know.
Yeah, well, there is.
In Amsterdam, for example, I remember once I went to Amsterdam I went for dinner at 9:30, 10, and it wasn't any place like proper dinner to go out, you know, for a dinner.
Yeah, at that time, I think there's a big difference between the northern countries and
Yeah.
the southern countries of Europe.
Yeah.
And around food and that kind of thing. And there's much more of an alcohol culture maybe here, drinking culture. But I do think that's also changing. I don't think the younger generation drink as much here as my generation and older, for example. I think they seem to be looking after themselves more and
You know,
losers.
about the drinking and the closing of places. For me, when I arrived in Dublin, I was surprised about the timing of the alcohol selling. You know, like at 10, you cannot get more alcohol. No,
Yeah.
like literally the first day I was here, we went to a pub in Temple Bar, and it was late. It was more like, I don't know, 10:30 or something. And I was like, guys, let's get a bottle of wine and I don't know, sit by the river or something. And they were like, no, it's closed already. You cannot get alcohol. And I was like freaking out. Wow,
Yeah.
it's not possible.
Yeah.
At 10, it's closed. And is it always was
No.
like that, or is a new rule? Or?
It was brought in my lifetime, I'm pretty sure, and it had to do with just people abusing alcohol.
That's it.
And problems in shops and people being threatened in shops and coming in, you know, all sorts of things. And I think I don't know if you've heard, but I'm pretty sure that it's going to happen, but they're going to extend the nightclubs and all that sort of stuff till 6 o'clock in the morning. If I was 21, I'd be like, oh, great idea, you know. Well, I mean, actually, even I don't know if I would, but I actually don't know if it is a good idea. Like, our health service is so overcrowded at the moment, and you talk to any.
Say recently there's only like, I don't know, 4 or 6 ambulances in Dublin or something like that.
It wouldn't surprise me, or available ambulances,
yeah.
maybe. Like, my brother is an ambulance driver, and he tells me he's not in Dublin, but he tells me about the pressure that those guys are under and the things that they have to do, and it's crazy. It's absolute craziness. And then the hours that doctors work, and you see, the thing about our health service is obviously I'm not going to go into it too much, but there's so many influencing factors. Well, it's true. Anyway, yeah, okay. I'll leave it.
There we go.
Yeah, for another day. What I like, the people and its warmth. The people and its, I don't know what that last word is. Sorry.
Are you a teacher?
Yeah, it's people and it's warm.
Yeah.
Warmth. Okay, nailed it.
Yeah, warm, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. People are very friendly here.
Like charming.
Well, what do you think? Because obviously you came from Spain and then you moved here.
There's not too much of a difference from the culture in the south of Spain and here. Like, you can talk to anyone and they're all like, yeah, grand, fun. That's it. We're friends now. Let's have a drink. It's the same. From the south, yeah. From the south. That's it. But yeah, like
Germany is different.
Germany is very different. Yeah. And then when I moved from Spain, I didn't come here straight away. I went to Holland first, and I did notice the big difference. Like, in Holland, the Dutch, so cold, and it's so hard to talk to them all the time looking up. No, but it's true. Like, it's so much easier to make friends here, or just not even make friends, just talk to people than in a lot of other places in Europe, in like Holland, Germany, Belgium, England.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Obviously, hopefully that continues. I've a smaller country, maybe. I don't know. That would be my first answer. Strong communities, very strong communities, which can have both positive and negative things. In terms of like, oh, there's that guy, we know everything about him, and you know.
I have noticed that.
Yeah, I don't really.
Everyone knows everyone.
Yeah.
Oh, that guy with me to college, and I know that everybody knows things.
That's true.
Everybody.
It's a small town.
It's scary. It's scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when you realize it's not like it's a city, but it's like a city. You know?
I think
it's a big town,
Yeah.
town.
it's trying very hard to be a city.
Yeah.
I think some people have ambitions for it to be a city, and then the reality of it is maybe it's not big enough to be a city and can't grow. But yeah, I'm glad. I like that people think people are nice here, because they're not always. I don't see that they're always nice.
Not always.
I think then again, like it gets to another level outside of Dublin, and even like I remember going on a cycle last summer down in Cork between the Cork and Kerry border. At one point we stopped because it was an amazing view, and this guy just pulled up his car and just like, "All right, lads." We're like, "Okay," in a very strong Kerry accent. And he goes, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Oh, just going on a cycle and stopped here." He's like, "That's great. You're not from around here, are you?" It's like, "No, we're from Dublin." He's like, "Oh, it's great weather." And then he starts down. We had like a 45-minute conversation with this guy, and then he's like, "All right, so I'll see you later." And that was, that's a different level of kind of friendliness and warmth.
So is that friendliness, or is that part of the small talk culture that you got here?
I think he's just curious.
Yeah, curious.
I think he doesn't have a lot to do.
They don't have Netflix down in Kerry.
I think it's true.
Comments on that one is going to be.
I don't mean that. I don't mean that in a negative way. I think there's just less to do in the countryside.
Yeah.
There's less, and he's like, "Oh, this is different. Let's go find out what this is about." But what I liked about it is he's not like, "Ooh, this is different."
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, this is great. New people. I'll go talk to them and see what they're about."
Yeah.
And I think that was cool.
Yeah.
Let's see. This one. This could be the episode where we get censored. What's the word? Cancelled.
Let's see. Question. I would love to get the perspective of elderly Irish on the dating. On the what? Yeah, dating? No. Closing. Huh?
Closing fair of Ireland.
Changing face of Ireland. The opinion of the elderly.
That's you and Alma.
I need my glasses to read it. The changing face of Ireland. I don't know if I can answer that. I haven't been here long enough to see much have changed. Like, I was here a few years ago for a year and a half, and just before COVID, and then I left and I came back for COVID, and it seems to be same. Like, everyone is the same. There's not much difference at least in the past, say 8-10 years. It hasn't changed too much. It's more progressive. Everyone is very nice. It's very young. It's one of the youngest cities in Europe. Very cool and everything. But I haven't lived here before it was like, you were here for when it was shit.
It's changed a lot. I think from when I was a kid to now.
Do you have TVs back then?
We did. I had a TV. We had 2 TVs.
Wow.
Yeah. I had one in the kitchen and one in the sitting room. I used to watch my cartoons in the kitchen.
Black and white?
Yeah. Fuck you. So it's changed a lot. It's become, and I think it's really, I feel like it's changing rapidly now, actually still. And it's much more multicultural. I think the city centre is so totally different to what it used to be. Like, you can walk down Dublin, you can walk down Dame Street and not even hear English sometimes.
That's true.
And that, I left Spain in 2016, came back in 2019, and I noticed a big change in that time. And that's when money started to come back into the country, because just before I left, like, it was getting better, but it was still not what it is now. I've said this before, but I remember when I came back, I was shocked because I was in a pub with my brother, and there was people having dinner and drinking pints in the pub, and I was like, whoa, there's like money back in this country, because in the past it was you go for dinner or you go drink pints, so you don't do both out because it was too expensive. We might be going back that way again.
Well, now you have to choose between pints or rent.
Pints or rent, yeah. And I think there's also this evolving idea of the new Irish, which is kind of this generation of people who are maybe not ancestrally Irish, but as I kind of like you guys, to be perfectly honest, who have decided to live here, and that's the vast majority of the city centre, whereas maybe more Irish people are spending times out in the suburbs, more in the kind of local pubs, and they don't come into the city. And I think that's a change after COVID.
Yeah.
I think we said this before the podcast started, that people are just getting a bit lazier and not coming in, and I think there's more younger enthusiastic people that are kind of getting out and doing things in the city centre. But yeah, there's a lot of other things that have changed, but I don't know how to answer that, you know.
Fair enough. Yeah. So it's changed a bit, but for better.
Mostly, yeah.
Mostly. And Google is here now.
Google's here now as well. Save the day.
There we go. National Botanical Gardens. Doesn't say love or hate, so yeah.
I'd imagine that it's a love.
Yeah. I like them a lot. I've been there like, I don't know, 10 times, 15. I really like going there. It's really nice. I like plants.
The 10 or,
Yeah.
10 or 15 though.
In the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
they're very nice. And it's free. So that's class. It's nice to have something that's that nice, close enough to the city centre that's free. Like, people complain, oh, there's nothing to do apart from going out and drinking. I was like, no, there's loads of stuff to do and most of it is free, and that is one of the good ones. There we go. Yeah, I like them.
There you go. That was a nice advertisement for the National
Botanical Gardens. We're looking for sponsors.
Yeah.
Anything to say about the gardens?
Oh, yeah, they're lovely.
They're lovely. There we go. Loads of squirrels. That's fun.
Yeah.
I may be a golden
And
retriever.
they're really
yeah.
I don't like
they
that
come
for
up to you.
They come onto your shoe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
They come onto my shoe.
Give them a polish.
Yeah, clean squirrels clean your shoes.
Squirrels. Do you believe in manifestation? Is that you again?
Oh my god. You write that also?
Yeah.
No, not three things.
3 things.
This one's more for them.
For the people.
Do you believe in manifestation?
Define
Do you think
manifestation.
good?
Ghost and shit.
Is that what you're talking about?
No, what I'm talking about is the idea of thinking about something until it comes real. No.
No, that's sorry, that's very good. But that's a dangerous thing there. Because nothing depends on you. Everything is luck, more or less. And you got more luck if you are born in the right stars, to not say the color skin there. So no, it's not like wanting something will not make it happen, not at all.
Yeah.
You're just going out there hoping for the best, and sometimes the best happens, but that's not on you at all. It's more on the people that you are with. That's
It's all about the destination, not the journey.
I think
But if you're hoping to get somewhere and you get in the car, if you don't drive it, you just don't get anywhere. So.
There we go. Yeah, that's a good.
I believe that you can, see yourself doing something that you really wanted and then work on it, and probably it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But it's part of the process. I think it's very helpful to see things that you want.
Yeah.
To see them, whatever you want, to see it, because it makes you feel more close to it.
Yeah.
And it makes you feel like it's possible. I think it's a positive thing to do. If you do it with positive things, of course, because if you start to imagine something very crazy and evil, it's not good.
Yeah.
I think attitude is very important.
Your attitude.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And to have clear what you want and your dreams or your goals, to have it clear.
It's funny you call it
It's
manifestation,
important.
as if it's something like supernatural or something.
Yeah, it sounds like that.
It's just it's the word of the zeitgeist, So yeah, I think that's why the word has. I think there is a lot of there is a lot of good points from what you said. I think the word, people have lost a little bit of understanding of what the word really should mean, or this idea of you can't just think something into reality, but you can use it to help you. I think you made a really good point earlier on you said that whatever about manifesting positive things, I think it can be quite easy and bad to manifest negative things. So if you're like worrying about something or like it keeps going around in your head, sometimes it can actually.
It's a lot easier to manifest something negative. Because if you wake up every day and you think, I'm shit, I can't do this, it's horrible, whatever, it's much easier to feel like that than the opposite. Like if you're in a rut and you're like, my life is great, everything is awesome, it's a lot harder to believe that than the other way around.
Yeah. Sometimes like there's one aspect which is more related to tangible things, and then I kind of agree with David, like you can achieve good things, you can think positively, but depending on your background it might be more difficult or even almost impossible.
Close to impossible, yeah.
But I thinking of a more, how can I say, not tangible things. Sometimes even like you need to achieve a kind of maturity in your life to understand those signs, you know, because sometimes you are wishing for something, they will not come in the way that you think of them. They might show itself like in a different way, but yeah, I think like for me it's about energy. If you are providing the space for something to happen in your life, it's more likely. You just don't know how it's going to happen. It's not under control.
And,
Well said.
Yeah, and it's very, very dangerous to do toxic positivity, which is using positivity as a coping mechanism in an unequal world to kind of blind yourself there. That's a very dangerous thing. And sometimes it's absolutely normal to feel negativity and to project negativity, but to do nothing about it is a dangerous thing.
Yeah.
So that's why you should all go to therapy, because therapy is amazing.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So that's important, because taking care of yourself, as you said, is an important thing. But like thinking that if you project only positivity, then only positivity stuff gonna happen to you. Does not work like that. Sometimes you just make all the right choice and you're doing all the right thing, and you're still gonna fail, and it's part of the luck.
You have to be prepared.
But
to
you have
fail.
to see the positive things
Yeah.
from that.
Thank God acts in mysterious ways.
That's what he says. Here we go. Come on, we do one more and then we finish.
Fair enough. Last one. This one. I took two. No? Yeah, one. One big one. You can read the last one. Cool.
Give the rates for next week.
Yeah.
Will we ever see a united Ireland in our lifetime?
He's laughing already.
Jesus.
Guess who it's from?
Fucking hell.
Do you want a different paper? Yeah. But read it anyway.
Yeah.
Well, you can answer yes or no, and you do not explain.
We'll take one more. I think
The people watching this video can't see, but the room is split exactly 50-50.
I think there's a possibility. Yeah. Genuinely, I don't mean that in any kind of I'm on one side or the other.
There is a possibility to see United Ireland in the lifetime.
It's possible, yes. Yeah. Whether or not it happens depends on a lot of things. Cool. But in terms of the demographics of the population, yes, there's much higher percentage of people, growing percentage of people in the north who would favour a united Ireland compared to in the past. So if there was a vote in the future, if that number keeps growing, then technically you would say, yeah, there might be, but whether or not that happens or not, and I don't particularly care.
Sure. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. One last one for real this
Go on,
time.
yeah.
That's it.
Hate.
Just hate.
Is that gentrification?
Yeah.
Gentrification.
Mm.
Okay.
Strong one.
Strong one. Well, we're finishing on a high tonight. So yeah, that was it. No, yeah, I get that point, but wow, that's a topic that we need
That's
to
a
talk
whole episode. That's a whole episode.
That's the one that we
Yeah.
can't
We can
finish.
agree that it does happen. But
Thanks for that.
yep. But yeah, whole new episode.
No,
Unreal.
no.
No, that's it.
So you got the like
Yeah.
That was so much fun.
That was very
I
good.
really enjoyed it. I hope. Thank you so much. You've been
Thank you for coming, guys.
brilliant for doing that. I really, really appreciate it. The night's not over. We're lucky enough. David has agreed he's going to play a little bit of music for us.
A couple of tunes.
It might take you, I guess, maybe 5 minutes to set up.
Yeah, of course.
It could be a nice opportunity if anybody wants to get a drink or go to the toilet or whatever. Go for it.
Now's the time.
before actually.
Yeah,
There we go.
and yeah, for anybody watching here, they'll be back in 5-10 minutes.
There we go.
Yeah, perfect. Thanks, guys.
There we go. Pretty cool. We can save these for next one.
I'm just gonna put this on mute.
Yeah,
for
that
now.
was
Peut-être Robbie d'avoir solo la Panamé.
Take my place if you want.
Sorry.
No, do your thing. The mic should pick you up easy peasy. I'll turn the gain up a little bit. 1, 2.
And why did you start to do stuff?
I think if you don't mind, someone is going to come in.
Oh yeah?
Yeah,
Then maybe we can wait a little bit.
Yeah,
We can wait a little bit.
Yeah.
Not
Not on the mic.
I'm alright.
And before that, I was already watching a lot of time. You got your lyrics?
So what's the difference?
Yeah, I've got, if I forget it in the middle of
to
that.
study in
I might, yeah, I might,
Economic Society.
Yes, what's the
University.
difference? Like, that's learned or like what is
Yeah, that's one.
So that's a bouzouki, that's an Irish bouzouki.
And
So Irish bouzouki was imported in Ireland in the 70s, so it's not really a traditional instrument. It's a Greek instrument first, but they modify it. The Greek is got half moon, and the Irish ones got a flat. And that's a guitar. That's a basic guitar. That you could have guessed. But yeah, so it's a little bit like a big.
I would say stand-up comedy because you're talking. You have there's a premise. There's a premise. There's some misconceptions. Making fun of people.
Yeah,
Do your thing.
I'm ready when you're ready.
You ready? We're ready. Yeah.
Ready?
So we're gonna have a little bit of music. So enjoy.
Hi everyone! All that second part, I don't know. I'm writing mostly sad and angry songs. So I'm gonna do both tonight. I've got 2 songs. I'm gonna do sad and an angry one. So my name is David Delft, DLPH. You can find me on Instagram and YouTube and what's and dancing in the cobblestone sometimes. All right. So the first time, the first one is a song that I wrote that is both in French and English on the mazurka rhythm, which if you knew how to dance that, you could dance it if you want. And it's a song that I wrote about my heart, because sometimes my heart is like flying all over the place, and I'm like, I just want to sleep tonight. So that's about that. Petit cœur, écoute-moi. Petit cœur, écoute-moi. Faut pas t'emballer si vite. À chaque tendresse, tu l'évites. Tu m'ajoutes autour de moi. Et moi je reste là en bas. Little heart, listen to me. Little heart, listen to me. I try to find your dialect, called with all the due respect. If you're feeling unslowed, I think you might explode. Oui, je sais, il est gentil. Oui, je sais, elle resplendit comme les 100 personnes avant, qui sont passés ravageants. Ta confiance est ton bonheur. Oui, j'étais là, mon petit cœur. Yes, I know they're very kind. Yes, I know I'm not blind. But what if they go away and they leave you here at bay? I will have to stitch you up. I'll do that till you grew up. But one day you will run free, and one day I'll see them hand to hand with some crazy for the heart who took a chance, and the love will be so deep, no one will tear you apart. But tonight I need to sleep, so be kind, my crazy heart. cœur, je te comprends. Petit cœur, je te comprends. De voir voyager comme ça, aujourd'hui et tout le temps, ça me rend toute chose, ça me rend toute chose. Listen, little heart, I understand you, little heart. Sing you flying so high, I admit to make me fly. You're just a wonderful kite, a shooting star in my long night. Petit cœur, je te suivrai, jusqu'au bout je te suivrai. Car les plus beaux souvenirs, tu ne manques pas de me les fournir. Tu as bon goût, ça je l'admets, pourvu que tu ne changes jamais. Little heart, I follow you till the end. I'll follow you, even if I roll my eyes. In the end, you tell the lies, and the memories you make worth all of the headache. And one day you will run free, and one day I'll see dance hand to hand with some crazy other heart who took a chance, and the love will be so deep no one will tear you apart. But tonight I need to sleep, so be kind, my crazy heart. And one day you will run free, and one day I'll see you dance hand to hand with some crazy other heart who took a chance, and the love will be so deep no one will tear you apart. But tonight I need to sleep, so be kind, my crazy heart. Please be kind, my crazy heart. Please be kind, my crazy heart. Thank you, guys. Thanks again. So the second one's gonna be the angry one day. Just giving it. So the subject of the second one is housing crisis there. And I began to write this one before COVID, well, actually nearly 1 year in here, because as I said, I am in a community of people all over Europe and sometimes far further than this, and we're all facing the same crisis. So I decided to write about it, and then COVID came, so I left it on pause because I had other things to worry. And then I went back to it after because the problem was still relevant, unfortunately. So yeah, there's a lot of words. I might fucked it up, but we'll see. It's always fun anyway. As I am walking in Dublin city, where the shelters are full and buildings empty, too thin shadows intercept my views, and over them stand a pale cuckoo. He got a cool smile and speak with honey when he describe what he'll do with their money. Gonna destroy and rebuild old gold and fancy the house where they lived at his mercy. And he said to them, get off of my feet, thanks for the rent, but you're too poor for this street. They packed their life and they went away, while in her back you could hear him say, there's no house for everybody, there's no house for you. everybody, and no house for you. At the edge of town, after hours of walking, they said there will be social housing, but we were in a desert of 1,000 of grain, and standing in the middle, a crowd of disdain. They got signs saying, house for Irish birds. They saw my new friend and their faces showed these girls. They said, we're not racist, but they were very white. I said, I'm not angry, I just like to fight. I took one of the bricks of a soon-to-be own, but my friend stopped me, said, we have to rule. The guards are here and they're not on our side. So we went away while they shot him with pride. And no house for everybody, and no house for you, and no house for everybody, and no house for you. I hope one of these days the street will collapse over the landlords all killed in a gas, when the cobble will be as red as the bricks. Dublin city will be far less bleak. Of course a soul will rise up to the sky. I may be a singer, but I'm not a bad guy. They sadly went to the church each Sunday, so in afterlife, let them have it their way. They will arrive at the gates of heaven. They'll pray in the queue to be forgiven. They will walk to the man with Key and James, and St. Peter will smile and he sing to them. And no house for everybody, and no house for you, and no house for everybody, and no house for you. Thanks. May I do the last one?
Of course.
Oh, thanks again. So that's one of the most recent one that I wrote that I'm gonna try on you then. I did not try it everywhere, so if you don't mind, I'm not gonna read, or maybe, I don't know, I'll see.
Yeah. Hey.
Oh, please do join, if you want there. Yeah. So this one is. Let me check the important thing. So I wrote this one after going back for Christmas in my hometown and feeling out of place. And it's because basically for us we just living a normal life, but for people that we left behind, which they just put us on pause. And so when we coming back, it's all of a sudden we have this kind of shift there. And so yeah, I was feeling out of place, and I was like, well, I like the place, but I do not like being here anymore. And so that's kind of about it. It's called the Hometown. Yeah, it's a sad one, sorry about that. Is written forever on the concrete of my childhood playground. Those memories became dull and weathered since I've decided to not be around. Since I've decided to not be around. The wind from the sea blows in my past, blows in the street where I used to run. nothing here move, and I'm just an outcast. I'm the stranger who knows everyone. I'm the stranger who knows everyone. But here where it all started, the fire is still burning, full of laughter, full of wine, full of food, full of life. To a story and our voices, we are all returning, and embers in the mind will cut shadows like a knife. My ghost exists in the words of my friend. If I come back, it will possess me. The energy that I used to pretend, light up the city of my nostalgia. Light up the city of my nostalgia. My father asked me where I'll be when he'll die. I don't question myself anymore. I'm still a child when I look in his eye. I'll be a man on another shore. I'll be a man on another shore. But here where it all started, the fire is still burning, full of laughter, full of wine, full of food, full of life. To our memories and our voices, we are all returning, and embers in our mind will catch shadows. How can I find when it all started? The fire is still burning, full of laughter, full of wine, full of life, full of food. To voices and a story, we are all returning, and embers in our mind will catch shadows like a knife. Thank you. Thank you, Robbie. Thank you. Thank you, Robbie.
Thanks so much. Very good, well done. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Brilliant. Thanks guys, that was it.
You have to close it now.
There we go. That's it. Thanks everyone for watching. Thanks everyone for coming. It's a great night so far. Another drink. Finish your drink. Do your thing. Chicken wing.
Might stay.
Yeah.